Hello, precious people. You're welcome to the platform with Dr. Ivy. I am Dr. Ivy. Remember, throughout the month of April 2022, we started a series which I entitled Take Personal Responsibility. It's a 4-segment series. We've handled the first segment in the week 1, and it spoke about take personal responsibility in your health. The second segment was take personal responsibility in your spiritual life. In the third week, we looked at take personal responsibility in your finances. Today, I'm back to complete the segments, the fourth one. The fourth segment is entitled Take Personal Responsibility in Your Work-Family Balance. I'd like us to start with simple definition. What is a family? A family simply refers to a group of people that are related by marriage or by blood or by adoption. They can be related either through marriage or through blood ties or through adoption. The family is the simplest unit of the society. It is a foundational unit upon which the society is built on. And that means when a family is dysfunctional, the society will be dysfunctional. If a family is good, it churns out worthy citizens, good citizens, well-behaved citizens into the society. Now, what is work? Work simply refers to our job, our career, our vocation. It is a channel through which we engage physically, mentally, and we spend time on with the aim of producing goods and services in exchange for wages or salaries. It is a medium of engagement in which we utilize our resources in the production of goods and services. At the end of it, we get paid for those services. For instance, I am a doctor. That's my career, that's my work, and that's my medium for adding value to the system in exchange for the wages I get at the end of the month. Now, there ought to be a balance between our work and our family roles. And oftentimes, we notice that there is a conflict that exists between our roles at the family front and our work front. There's a role between our interface between the family and the workplace, and that brings a lot of conflict and strain to the work and to the members of the family. Now, for us to move ahead and discuss this particular topic, I'd like us to mention a concept in psychology known as work-family conflict. I'd like us to understand work-family conflict. It's a psychological construct in which Greenhouse, a psychologist, and Butel in 1985 defined this construct as a conflict that occurs when there is a clash in our energy, time, and behavioral demands, both at the work front and our family level. It is a conflict in how we manage our energy, our time, and our behavioral demands in the interpersonal roles we play at both our workplaces and our family level. Greenhouse and Butel, 1985, made that definition. And in their study, they also isolated 3 types of work-family conflict. They said it can be time-based, how we cope with our time, or it could also be because of strain, the strain that comes with the demands from the family and the workplace, or it could be behavior-based. That's talking about the persons involved. What are the things that cause work-family conflict? It could be because of poor communication between the persons involved, or it could be because of individual differences, or it could be because of unspecified roles. At the family level, people don't specify the roles each person has to play. And at the workplace, maybe you don't understand your roles perfectly. There could be a clash between how effective you run your family or your work. It can also be because of interpersonal relationship conflict, or it could be from scarce resources, paucity of funds. When you don't have enough money, like you talked about the last time, it could bring up conflict. Now, what are the consequences of work-family conflict? It is important for us to know the consequences so that we will know how to run away from those things or identify them when they're happening and prefer solution so that our health and our families are not affected. First, there is increased demand, which is stress. It begins with distress, and stress has a lot of effects on the system and on your productivity. Now, from stress, you could have decreased productivity. Your efficiency it begins to decline, and your level of output also is affected. Then it could also lead to depression. You begin to have low moods that has other ripple effects that go down the line. Then it can lead to marital dissatisfaction. When your job is clashing with your relationship with your spouse or with your children, there could be dissatisfaction in your home front. And when there is such dissatisfaction, it can also lead to big marital issues like separation or even divorce. Now, there is also conflict in parenting roles. When you cannot be there for your children, the children are left on their own, and this can lead to juvenile delinquency. We need to have a balance in our work and in our family roles. And we need to prioritize what we do at the different roles that we play in our workplaces and in our family places. Our family is our comfort zone. We retire to after the hustles and bustles of life, after the demands of outdoor life. We need to get back to our family so that we can find comfort and rest from all the demand that we face out there. How do we take personal responsibility in our work-family balance? It begins with ability to manage the conflicts that arise from our work-family roles. First of all, we need to prioritize our needs. Prioritize our needs in our family front. We need to prioritize the needs and plan effectively. When you don't plan well, you are planning to fail. So if you plan, you'll be able to manage stuff that come up even by surprises. So it starts with prioritizing your needs, then planning effectively. Thirdly, you must have effective communication between your spouse and yourself, your children and yourself, and even your employer. If there are times when you have to be off work unplanned, like in the event of a child's illness, communicate with your boss so that there won't be issues. Now, if there are times when your job demands that you stay long hours at work or leave very early to work, you have to communicate with your family and your children so that everybody is carried along in this work. It's an all-inclusive kind of administration. You don't exist in isolation, or else there'll be schism here and there. There'll be frictions here and there, and I'm sure you will not be at peace at your workplace and at your family. That will not be your portion in the mighty name of Jesus. So, effective communication, prioritizing your need, and planning effectively. Then the third one is time management. Remember, time is part of the things upon which our work-family conflict is based on. So we need to learn to manage our time. In the home front, you might need to get some gadgets that can save time and save energy. Get gadgets at home that can help you shorten the length of time you spend doing chores or working in the kitchen, or even you can have a plan where you prepare your meals for an entire period of time, keep them store them in packages that are easy for even the children to handle, or the house help, or your spouse. Everybody has to be involved. However, your roles as a parent, as a mom or dad, should not be compromised by any other role. And at your workplace, you don't need to also compromise your work at the expense of your family. There should be a balance. So it's hinged on your time management. Now, the next one that you need to look into if we are going to manage our work-family balance is our health. Do not neglect your health at the expense of your family roles or your job roles. Remember, when we are stressed up at work, we tend to get involved in junk eating, and that can also be injurious to our health. We need to take personal responsibility for our health. Remember what we talked about last week. So you put your health into cognizance so that you don't lose your health at the expense of your career or your care in your family. So that's a very important aspect of your life. So take personal responsibility in your health Now, the next one is stress management. You should be able to cope with your stresses every day. Stress management has to do with you applying some resiliency skills to combat the stresses that come your way, or you alter the circumstances that are stressful, or you alter the way you respond to it. Stress management is a very vast topic that probably one day we'll talk about it. So we need to learn to manage our stresses. Now, you also need to specify your roles at the family level and your roles at the workplaces. Each family member should understand their roles in the family. This will help you combat with the stresses that come at your places and our family level. For instance, when children start coming to families and both husbands, especially in the 21st century, both husband and the wife are expected to work to ensure that the finances that come into the family is enough to meet the family's needs. There's a demand on both parents to switch roles at certain points to ensure that the children are taken care of. There are times, if I'm using myself as an instance, when I may not be available to do to take the children to school or to bring them back to school. At such moments, I have to call home so that there's a switch in our function. My husband can stand in and do that. There had to be effective communication if you're going to manage your stresses very well and manage your conflicts that arises between our family and our work role. So it's something that has to be done out of understanding, and you have to be flexible in your administration and in your duties. In conclusion, all that we have been talking in this series of Take Personal Responsibility, this entire month of April, they are interrelated. It's a holistic thing. We need to take personal responsibility in every aspect of our lives if we are going to enjoy good health and a balance in all that we do. So, you need to take personal responsibility in your health, your spiritual life, your finances, and your work-family balance. Remember, our family is our comfort zone. We do not toy with it. We do not allow things to go wrong at that level. As much as it depends on us, let us invest in our family. Let us also invest in our career so that we can have a balance. Remember, when we have comfort, both at the home front and at the job front, we will enjoy stability all round. I believe by the time you listen to our videos, you might have to notice areas you're going to adjust to ensure that your life is lived well. We are not experts yet. I've not arrived there, absolutely. But I keep improving on myself every day. I see the need for us to talk about it. But I pray that you will take personal responsibility in all that we have discussed in these 4 segments of this series. I trust God to help us. It's not enough to talk about it. The most important aspect and the benefits come when we put them to good use. I believe you receive the grace to put all these things to good use. In the mighty name of Jesus. Thank you. This one brings us to the end of our series on Take Personal Responsibility. It is something we do for life. It is not something we just start, do for some time, and stop. It should be for life. In every area of our lives, let's learn to take personal responsibility. Now, if you've not seen my previous videos, or today is the first day you've seen my videos, I'd like you to click the link below and watch my previous videos. There are 4 segments to this series. Take personal responsibility in your health, take personal responsibility in your spiritual life, take personal responsibility in your finances, and finally, take personal responsibility in your work-family balance. Take out that conflict in any area of your life, and gradually you have a better life. In the mighty name of Jesus. There are other videos I'll be uploading very soon. There's a special segment I'm going to handle, and that's the segment on book review. Watch out for it. God bless you. Till we see you again on this channel. Remember, this is the platform with Dr. Ivy. God bless you.